Hey there, in today's video I'm going to talk about doing my first triathlon in my 60s. Oh Lord, what am I doing? I'm making this video because my wife Michelle asked me would I like to take part in the Guinness Triathlon here in Dublin. Go swimming in the Bury? Hell yeah. I often joke that I learned to swim in the Bury, but it's actually true. My dad spent his entire working life working for Guinness, and he would take us to the Bury for swimming lessons on a Saturday morning. And when the chance of a repeat came up, I was thrilled, signed up immediately. I don't swim, but back in the day I swam for the college, more because we'd been living in Jamaica rather than from any natural ability. I don't cycle. I've been nearly killed off a bicycle 4 times in Dublin. And the last time I cycled was about 4 years ago. I cycled 80 kilometres around all James Joyce's houses in order. But I do run. I just needed to make it to that bit of the triathlon. The pool is from my youth, but so also is the bike, 1980s Rally Banana from my friend Con. My arse is going to be sore on this. I picked up the bicycle the day before the event on the Friday and went on the train home with it. My experience combined with my inexperience meant I was nervous cycling it. I woke up to a beautiful Saturday morning and headed off towards the Bury. The Guinness Triathlon is a fun triathlon, but it's also a sprint triathlon. It's 750 metres, 30 lengths of the 25-metre Guinness pool. And no, it's not filled with the black stuff, it's filled with water. The 20-kilometre cycle goes from Guinness to the Phoenix Park, which is a couple of kilometres, and then around the Phoenix Park in a sort of loop in ever-decreasing circles to the transition point, where you then run the 5K also in the Phoenix Park. And they're all run and cycled on roads I knew well because I did my first marathon virtually around the Phoenix Park. I planned to use the event as a fun marathon training exercise and also for preparation for another triathlon that I'm in the middle of trying to develop. I cycled the 4K pretty much straight from my home through town to arrive at the most famous gate in Dublin, St. James's Gate, home of Guinness. And from there, it was a short walk across the street to the Guinness pool in Watling Street. Guinness Triathlon, right, this is the right place. Filming isn't allowed in the pool for obvious reasons, and just as well really, because I got surprisingly emotional before the start. I haven't swum in this pool in over 50 years, since 1973 when we moved to Jamaica, and yeah, I hope to change the water in the years in between. You don't have to be from Diageo or Guinness to enter the triathlon, but it's limited to 150 people. You can enter in teams or as individuals, and donations are made to the Children's Health Foundation in lieu of an entry fee. With my ankle bracelet on to track my transitions, it was ready to jump in the pool and, as appears in these pictures, gulp a lot of air, and occasionally some water. With the swim over, it was onto the bicycle, down Watling Street over the transition mat. It was a relatively slow change. Now, the big thing is the roads are always open during this fun triathlon, so you're not going to set your fast known time as you have to obey all the laws, topic, traffic lights, all the usual stuff. And at this point in time, I'm at Houston Station, and I go over down the world's narrowest cycle lane. It's unreal. And then pretty soon, you're into the Phoenix Park, a bit tricky turning right off the quays, and in you go up to the Phoenix Park. And this bit is steeper than it looks. This is Chesterfield Avenue, where I ran part of my first ever marathon, which I ran as a virtual marathon during COVID. But then you go around back of the zoo, and yeah, you're on your way, and you're in the park from the rest of the time onwards. In terms of kit, I wore my New Balance Super Comp Fuel Cell Elite version 4 shoes. Great shoe. I've run 2 marathons in them. They're also the shoe that Alex Yee won the gold medal in the triathlon in Paris. Not that that's particularly related. I had a pair of on-running socks, all talcumed up to absorb some moisture. I had my on-running hybrid shorts. I swam in the underlayer and then stuck on the top layer for the cycling, and they were perfect choice. I then had a cycling top provided by Guinness as part of the sponsors. I'll come back down to that. And then I ran, I swam and I cycled in my Rudy Project ride and running glasses with my prescription inserts. It was really handy because I was swimming breaststroke. I get nausea when I swim crawl. And so they were great. You'll have seen the pictures of me in the pool. They were absolutely superb for that. And then I wore a bicycle helmet that Con gave me for the cycling bit and a non-running cap for the running bit. It seemed to me that a lot of people who were in this triathlon knew what they were doing and had planned ahead and had sent a bag up to the drop zone. On the other hand, I didn't, partly because I was carrying a lot of filming gear that I wanted to do, and with towels and everything else after the swim, I was on my own. I didn't really think this through, so I ended up carrying quite a bit of kit. All the things I brought: drone controller, iPhone, DJI Osmo Action 5, DJI Mic 2x2, lav mic, wind noise mic, towel, sweatshirt, precision fuel, something or other, 90 grams of carbs. What else did I bring? What more do you need? Beautiful. I also brought an inner tube, some tire spanners, a bicycle pump, and anything I needed in case I got a flat tire. Morning, how you doing? At this point in the park, it's still a two-way road. Oh, what a beautiful day in the park. Although it is lightly trafficked on a Saturday morning. Passing on your right. The Phoenix Park is a really popular destination for Dubliners. There's a zoo in the park, there's cricket grounds, there's polo grounds, there's all sorts of things in the park. But it is used hugely by runners and cyclists, particularly on such a beautiful Saturday morning as this is. Thanks, everyone. How you doing? Thanks, good, thanks. Well, so far. The southern part of the park is my favourite. Lots of up and down hills, lots of turns, lots of changes in elevation, and more interesting scenery. A lot of it is cordoned off from traffic, but not all of it is, and you do have to kind of take care. You can see bollards every now and then that you go through. Pass on your left. Magazine Fort. I did my COVID hill running test there. That was a bit close for comfort. My COVID hill running tests involved sprinting up the hill at the Magazine Fort, wearing a variety of different masks and seeing how hard it was to breathe in them. For most of them, not very. How you doing? Coming through. At this point in time, I've done a complete outer lap on the roads of the Phoenix Park, and now there's this sort of inner half lap and then an inner quarter lap, I suppose. I'm not going to show you all of the cycling I did around the park, but at one point in time, I did come up. There was a car right behind me on a two-way part, and I came up behind a runner who, you know, didn't really, well, you'll see for yourself. Pass on your right. Oi! 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 One of the things I was acutely aware of when cycling is I don't have much peripheral vision, particularly as my prescription lenses are strong and the prescription inserts are small. So even turning my head, I can't see behind me. So when there's a car coming right behind you, yeah, it can be pretty frightening in the park. The rusty old man on his rusty old bicycle with a very rusty old skill set. So do I feel. 19.15 kilometers into the 20 cycle. Well, I can feel it in the back, partly because I'm carrying a big pack of weight. All the stuff I've got, cameras, recording, sweatshirt. I've kind of brought everything with me. And I'm not used to cycling, particularly. So it'll be interesting to see how the run goes. So I have no idea. Camera should be showing the feet going around pretty slowly, passing the Wellington Monument, Testimonial, Memorial, whatever. Before too long, it was round to the transition zone. Right, gotta get off before the mat, wherever that is. How you doing? Take a swig of gel, not be in any hurry. Hey. Oh, fantastic. Thanks. Psycho, next run.
Next over the line, it is indeed Barry. Yes, indeed, Barry. Fair play to you. A good old school rally.
I got lots of compliments on my bicycle, some water, some precision fuel. And out I went for the run. Wow, the legs, they feel heavy, real heavy. I soon got over the initial heavy legs, and to be honest, I would have been happy with a longer run in the park. Well, I say that now. The part that I always enjoy, was sprinting at the finish. This time I got up to 829 watts, but I really enjoyed it. And thanks to Naoise Culhane, who took these pictures and allowed me to use them, and I'll put his contact details into the description. But how did I enjoy it? Well, I really enjoyed it. Swimming, I enjoyed. It was, I haven't swum much in, swam for the school or for the college a long time ago. Mainly because not many people swam in Ireland, I think, compared to certainly now, so standards were lower. But yeah, I was a good swimmer, but I say I swim maybe in a hotel every now and then, a couple of times a year maximum. I did do like 10 lengths of the pool and 20 lengths of the pool the last couple of weeks before the 30 today. But the muscle memory comes back. You kind of do that. I had no idea what it was going to be like doing the 3 together. But the muscle memory I knew would come back. And then the cycling, I love this old bicycle Con has. And cycling was okay. And then the running, the legs were like really, at the start my legs were like rock. But they lightened up in the run. And I mean, I'm used to running, so after a while and then there's a guy ahead of me. We all were on different strategies because different timings of starting and all that. So I wasn't trying to overtake him or anything, and I certainly didn't want to cross the line at the same time as him, so I wasn't trying to catch him. But a little bit of a gap. And then yeah, the old hammer time, I love that. It's infantile, says the old man. But yeah, I love it. I love putting the hammer down, and in these New Balance Supercomp Fresh Foam Elite version 4s, I can really feel myself on the toes of them. I don't do this, but I might buy a second pair of these. I mean, they're just, they're unreal. The hospitality from Diageo is fantastic. Really fantastic. I mean, there was a thing at the end, loads of coffee and all sorts of sweets. They basically must have paid some guy who does that sort of mobile coffee shop kind of thing. And now we're off to the Open Gate Brewery, I think it's called. Been there before, the Open Gate, and so I dropped the bicycle back to Con and go down there. Don't know how I'm going to get there, but we'll about that later. What a cracking day out. It was back to the Open Gate Brewery with a free bar and delicious food at 13:30. I don't usually start drinking Guinness until 17:59, but you know, well, when you're in the brewery, events like this don't happen automatically. A huge amount of people contributed to making this such a special day. There was a tremendous atmosphere there and on the day, and huge thanks to Con Kendi for the Rally Banana Bike, all the volunteers, I think there was over 50 volunteers on the day, An Garda Síochána, the St John's Ambulance, Rory and Chippet, Naoise Culhane, the photographer, the Guinness Triathlon organising team, Damien, Gavin, John, Karen, Kevin, Rachel, Simon, Stephen, Stewart, and in particular, Karen McHugh, and of course, Diageo and the Children's Health Foundation for making everyone's day so very special. Thanks.